Hi, my name is Deborah Schaefer, and I'm going to speak to you now about reconciling your bank accounts. I believe that bank accounts should be reconciled every single month in PCLaw. So in PCLaw, in order to reconcile the bank accounts, you're going to go to Tools, Bank Reconciliation. You're going to choose the bank account that you want to reconcile, double click, find all your bank accounts, and again, you will be hopefully in the current month and you will see the months that are on here. For the very first bank account that you reconcile, both the start date and the end date will be able to be filled in. You would enter the opening balance on your bank statement and the closing balance on the bank statement. And the end date should be the end date on your bank statement. So when you do that very first bank reconciliation, PCLaw is also going to ask you to enter the outstanding checks. Now you'll notice on this page that I have checked use deposit slips. I do use deposit slips and recommend all of my clients do. And that feature is turned on under system settings, under banking, and you'll see right here in the bottom right-hand corner, use deposit slips. The advantage of using a deposit slip is that when you go into the bank rec program, instead of seeing each individual receipt, whether it be trust or general, they will be grouped by the deposit slip, which would be the total amount that you deposited that day. So I think it's easier to reconcile a bank statement when you see the amounts on the receipt side that equal to the amount that was deposited. And so that deposit slip groups them together. The very first thing that I do on a bank rec, when you first come into a bank rec, everything is going to be selected. Everything is going to have a check mark. So the very first thing I do is I deselect all of the transactions, so then I can compare them to my bank statement. So what you're going to do is if you see a deposit on the bank statement, you're going to check it off and make sure it's the same thing on PCLaw. Same thing with checks. You can sort this by check number, you can sort it by date, payee, amount, whatever is going to be easiest for you to find those transactions on the bank statement. For the very first bank statement that you do for any account, this prior is going to be lit up. You'll be able to click on it and you'll be able to enter the outstanding checks from your prior month's bank rec. So if you are reconciling March, you'd want to find your February bank rec and enter all of the outstanding checks and deposits from that February bank rec. PCLaw, once you've reconciled your bank statement, you're going to get a pop-up that says you're reconciled and it's all going to be beautiful. The difference here is going to be 0. At that point, I recommend you print or save a PDF of that bank rec report, and then you'll be able to click OK and close out of the bank rec. Now, there are a few things about the bank rec that I just want to bring to your attention. PCLaw does have the ability to read your bank statement from disk. So if you can download your bank statement in a QuickBooks or a Quicken format, save it onto your computer, you can read it in to the PCLaw Bank Rec program, and PCLaw will actually match the transactions that it can and give you a list of what it did not match, what is on the bank statement that is not in PCLaw. So that is another way to have PCLaw read your bank statement and basically do that bank rec for you. Now you'll notice that you always have the option to reprint any bank account that you've reconciled in the past. And you can access those reports by going to reprint, and you'll see all the periods that you've already reconciled, and you can print those reports for any period. Although I do recommend that you save the reports when you finish the bank rec, because if someone comes in and deletes a transaction from a prior period, you're going to get an error message. And when you go through the reprint, PCLaw is going to reprint the bank recs with the bank balances as of this second that it has. So having a printout of a reconciled bank account will easily help you find any transactions that could have been deleted. This previous rec button does allow you to move back to the previous bank rec. So if you wanted to go back to the previous month, it will reopen me to the previous month. I can click OK. There's my previous checks. We want to save them again. And this is the message that you would get when your bank statement and your bank account is reconciled. You will lose whatever work you were doing on that bank rec that you went from the prior month. So I had come back to March, anything that I'd come back to prior to March, anything I had done on that March bank rec would have been lost because I had opened the previous rec. I never recommend resetting your bank recs because that will wipe out any prior bank recs that you did. So the only two buttons from here that I would use would be a reprint to get a different bank rec report, previous rec to reopen a previous period, and of course, OK to go ahead and complete your bank reconciliation. And as I said, if you do have a zero, it's going to warn you and say, hey, that's not right. You'll put in whatever the ending balance is on your bank statement. As I said, when you come in, everything's checked. The first thing I do is deselect all and then go ahead and complete your bank rec. That is how you do your bank recs. I cannot recommend strongly enough that you reconcile every single bank account in a timely fashion. Each month during the year, do not wait till the end of the year to reconcile the entire year. It's a lot to remember. And that is how you do a bank rec in PCLaw. My name is Deborah Schaefer. I'm a certified independent consultant for the PCLaw software. Thank you for your attention.